Alright, this just in, Teddy Roosevelt got inducted into the United States Hall of Fame, and we're going to take a moment and look back on his greatest achievements. To begin reminiscing on Teddy Roosevelt's greatest achievements, one of his greatest achievements was that he led America out of the Great Depression via the New Deal, and the New Deal was a series of programs and policies containing the 3 R's: relief, recovery, and reform, to combat the effects of the Great Depression, and also improved conditions for people suffering through the Great Depression. And Teddy Roosevelt was also present on the Mount Rushmore, and out of three other important people in United States history. Another one of his greatest achievements is that he received a Nobel Peace Prize and helped end the Russo-Japanese War.
And to add on to that, he got the popular nickname of Teddy Bear due to a hunting trip that he took to a national park where he actually couldn't find any bears to hunt, and so the park officials took it into their own hands to catch a bear and then tie it to a tree so he can kill it himself. But Teddy Roosevelt decided to take the honorable role, even in front of all these admirers, and said that he wouldn't kill an animal that he couldn't catch himself. So this lack of cruelty when he came back gave him the popular name of Teddy Bear, and even launched a new cuddly and soft product. We have one more point that's honorable mention for Roosevelt's Hall of Fame. During his 1933 inauguration speech, he decided that he was going to aim for a war on the Great Depression. And this is a time where America was in the Great Depression and we really needed an uplifting.
All right, my favorite reason that I love Teddy Roosevelt is because of his almost assassination. The fact that he didn't die and then gave a huge speech, it's a good move for Teddy Roosevelt. I also like that he's a little bit crazy. Those are my favorite types of people. He also was a big progressive president, started to change our country, put limits on business. So there's a lot of excellent reasons for Teddy Roosevelt in the Hall of Fame.
Teddy Roosevelt was a young, energetic president, known as the first modern president. He was alive and kicking. He was different. He was energetic. He brought a sense of modernism to the White House and to the country. He was a go-getter, and I think he was like the original "the buck stops here" type of president. He was, in a way, he did things that he should not have done as president, but yet it turned out for the good of the country. He initiated some overthrows and some deals, but in the long run, he was good for America.
Christopher Columbus, on the other hand, is being inducted into the Hall of Shame for his 5 unfavorable actions, starting with taking advantage of Native Americans' kindness by unfair trading. Secondly, spreading syphilis between him and his soldiers and Native American soldiers. He would spread syphilis and then would not provide any treatment, so then the Native Americans would end up dying from it. But the third point, he didn't actually discover America. He only set foot on the Bahamas, Cuba, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, but never actually the U.S.
And our fourth reason for inducting Christopher Columbus into the Hall of Shame is he mutilated Native Americans by seeing them as less than humans because of their differences in ethnicity. He also enslaved them by making them to do work and not rewarding them for their efforts. Most times, if they did not comply, they would be either severely injured or these would ended up resulting in death. The fifth point is he was arrested by the Spanish government. The Spanish monarchs got wind of the mistreatment of Spanish colonists in Spain, including the flogging and executions without trial. Columbus, who was governor of the territory, was arrested, chained up, and brought back to Spain. Columbus admitted to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella that many of the accusations were true. Columbus was stripped of his title as governor. All right, and not so very honorable mention for Christopher Columbus is from one of our primary sources of Christopher Columbus's journals from visiting / finding the Americas is, quote unquote, "I could conquer the whole of them with 50 men and govern them as I pleased." This quote shows Christopher Columbus's disrespect for the Native Americans and how he truly did just see them as less than him, and he could use them for whatever work he needed.
All right, right, so the main reason I do not like Christopher Columbus is because he's credited with finding the United States, which A, it didn't need to be found in the first place, but B, he didn't even think it was here. So he's credited for something that he really shouldn't have gotten credited for in the first place. I also don't like the way he treated his sailors. I also don't like the way he treated the natives. Glad that he found it, but not so much anything else to do with Christopher Columbus.
While Christopher Columbus was seeking a new world, he also brought some tragedies to the new world, inflicting diseases upon Native Americans, slavery, pillaging, the idea that thinking that Native Americans were heathens when they were not. Christopher Columbus, I guess you could say, he exploited Native Americans, and these peoples were at the mercy of a society, a culture that, well, militarily was a little bit more sophisticated than they were, but these people certainly were not heathens and healthy as can be, and then ended up very, very ill. So, while Columbus was trying to find a new world, adventures, and of course, empire for Spain, it kind of backfired on him.